Alright, boys and girls, today's lesson is lesson 1-7. Multiply and divide with the number 10. So let's get started with just turning to page 33 in your workbook. And this basically just goes, it's just it just shows you patterns with tens. Okay, one group of 10 equals 10. Two groups of 10 equal 20. Three groups of 10 equal 30. 4 groups of 10 equal 40. 5 groups of 10. So that means 1 times 10, 2 times 10. But if you want to go the other way and go division, and you could say 10 divided by 10 would equal 1. Okay, because 10 divided by 10 would equal 1. Here's 10 divided by 10 singles would equal 1 group. 20 divided by 10 would equal 2. 30 divided by 10 would equal 3. And so on. Tens are probably the easiest thing you'll work with, because all you're really doing is adding a 0 to whatever number you're multiplying by 10. So if 10 is one of your factors, and whatever the other factor is, just add a 0 to that number, and it'll give you the answer, the product. So when it comes to division and dividing by 10, you would just take the number and divide it by whatever one of your numbers is. If it's 30 and you're dividing by 10, you're just basically ignoring the two zeros because they cancel each other out, and you do 3 divided by 1, which equals 3. So this page just kind of gives you a rough look at multiplication and division with the number 10. So let's go through some questions. Number 1 says Raimundo has 9 dimes. How many cents does he have? Well, there's things you need to know. You need to know there's 10 cents in a dime. So he has 9 times 10 equals 90. So if you were to write out the equation and answer the equation, it'd be 9 times 10 equals 90. But really, what we need to do is put it without the answer right away. So 9, 10, 10 equals, and do a square. And then you could say it equals 90 cents. However you want to do it, or put a variable in there. Number 2, Yoko has some dimes in her pocket and no other coins. She has a total of 70 cents. How many dimes does she have? Well, one way you'd write this is 70 divided by 10 equals, we don't know how many dimes. Well, when you do 7 divided by 10, 70 divided by 10 equals, your answer would equal 7. So 7 dimes. When I'm doing a square, you can do a variable, whatever you want. You want to do the letter N, A, B, C, it doesn't matter. Number 3, Jonah picked 40 strawberries and he gave them to 10 of his friends. Each friend got the same number of strawberries. How many strawberries did each friend get? Well, you know it's 40 strawberries divided by 10 of his friends equals N. N would equal 4 strawberries. Okay, so I want you to work on the next 3. So pause it, work on the next 3, then unpause it. Alright, so hopefully, on number 4, you said that there are 10 Space Command trading cards in each pack. Zoe bought 5 packs of cards. How many cards in all? Well, 5 times 10 equals N. N equals 50 cards. Sorry for my sloppy writing. There were 80 students in the auditorium. There were 10 students in each row. How many rows of students were there? Well, 80 students divided by 10 in each row equals N. N equals 8 students. A roll of ribbon has 60 inches of ribbon. Harper cut all the ribbon into 10 equal length pieces. How many inches long were each piece? 60 divided by 10 equals N. N equals 6 inches. Alright, so let's get this out of here and go to the next page. This is kind of what I was doing, adding a variable in the equation. It says when you write equations, you can use a letter to represent an unknown number. This letter is called a variable. Each of these equations has a variable. You know how to use variables. We've been using them off and on this year, so this should be pretty easy for you. So the first one, 14 equals 7 times A. So 7 times what gets you 14? Well, hopefully you know it's 2. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I want you to do the next 3. So just do 8, 9, and 10, and then unpause it, and we'll go over the answers. All right, so hopefully 90 divided by something equals or 90 divided by something equals 9. So you know 9 times whatever that is would equal 90, so you should know it's 10. 10 divided by something equals 5. So 5 times what will get you 10? So that would equal 2. And 8 times something gets you 40, and you should know 8 times 5 gets you 40. Next, we're going to write an equation, just like with a variable, and then we're going to solve it. So a box of straws holds 60 straws. There are 10 straws in each row. So 60 divided by 10 equals n. So how many rows in all are there? N equals 6 rows. Make sure you write that unit on there too. Number 12, Ethan used 9 dimes to pay for his books. How much did his book cost? Well, let's see. We know there are 9 coins that are worth 10 cents each. So he paid 90 cents. I'm going to once again want you to pause, work on 13 and 14 on your own, and then unpause it. All right. So it says there are 10 relay teams with an equal number of people on each team running a race. There are 50 people running the race. How many people are there in each team? Well, you could do 10. Here's a couple different things. You go 10 times n equals 50. You could do 50 divided by 10 equals n. And those are pretty much your two options. And so you should get n equals 5, because that's kind of the missing piece. So how many? 5 people. Amanda has 20 bracelets. She gave the same number of bracelets to 2 of her friends. How many bracelets did she give to her friends? To each friend. 20 divided by 2 equals n equals 10 bracelets. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Go ahead and solve Puzzle Penguin on your own after you're done with this lesson. So I want you to go off and work on Puzzle Penguin. When you're done with that, I want you to work on any workbook pages you might have not finished in Unit 1.